Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Wisdom Well podcast. I'm LJ.
I'm Larry, and I'm so excited that you're back. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you for pushing the notifications button so that
Ding,
you
ding.
always know what's up. We really appreciate you. And again, I always want to say thank you for your comments and also, too, for your words of encouragement because they've really meant a lot to us. So we're excited to continue this.
Yeah, we're excited. We're going to be coming to you every Friday. So make sure
Yeah.
you hit the notification button. So every Friday, we're going to be dropping a new episode from here until infinity.
Yeah,
So just, you know what I'm
put
saying?
it on your calendar.
Yeah, put it on your
okay?
calendar.
Don't be
Make sure.
tripping. Put it on your calendar.
If you a family of mine, you need to have already.
Exactly. You're invited to the cookout. It's on Friday. It's on every Friday.
Every Friday. Yo, we are back again doing another exciting topic.
Okay.
And one of the topics that we wanted to talk about is entrepreneurship.
Oh, yes.
The deep entrepreneurship talk, right?
The E word. The E word.
Because everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to, own a business and run and be a CEO and mogul and what that looks like and what
boss,
that
spelled B-A-W.
B-A-W?
Boss.
A boss. O-S.
Not just a boss, but a boss.
Yeah, but we had a couple of aspects around being an entrepreneurship, and one of the things where we wanted to highlight a couple of people, we wanted to say a few quotes that maybe is encouraging and inspiring, and also to encourage that you don't always have to be the CEO of the company.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to be the boss too, right? Like it's okay for you to just be the boss of your work, the boss of the best follower and the best supporter that you can possibly be in a business. So we wanted to highlight a couple of things.
Yeah. I think you started that with the great. I believe that being a boss, I think we heard there's a term for it. It's called servant leader.
Ooh.
And I think that's really powerful. Ooh. How to be a boss.
Yes.
Then you have to, number one, know your people, know your community, whether you're you're a boss of your job. Then that means that you have people that are that work for you or work alongside you, you're taking care of. You work to take care of. Because you're responsible. I think that's a huge part of being a boss.
Yeah. The way you're saying boss right now. Boss.
I can't say.
Yo, I love that. Okay. Yo, doesn't Beyonce have a song named Boss?
Does she?
I think it.
Come on, chime in.
Beehive.
Beehive.
Beehive. If you're out there,
they're here. Okay, they're here. They're ever present and watching.
Yes.
No, but I know Rick Ross is right.
Oh, boss. Yeah. Rick Ross is a boss. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Who also is in the Drake beef, which we just got through talking about, right?
Yo, Rick Ross is in the Drake beef also.
I think him and Drake have a beef. They actually were sparring.
You know,
it's not as deep as the Kendrick Lamar situation.
Okay. You know what we should do?
Come on.
Me and you. Let's start a beef. I guess what podcast can we start a beef with?
I don't want no smoke, okay? Let's get into this thing, okay?
Yo, let's just start a beef, man. Everybody got beef. It
does seem like a strategy. It does seem like a strategy to go to the next level. Like, I got to fight with the person who's higher.
Maybe that's a form of entrepreneurship that we're not tapping into. Maybe we've missed the boat on that.
Maybe we'll let our listeners
decide.
Help us chime in on that. Come on, let us know what's up.
Yo, so on the entrepreneur topic, we have another topic coming. So please make sure every Friday we're going to drop an episode because we have a really good topic coming up soon.
Come on.
But before we get
always do good topics.
We've been doing really good.
They would know that, those people who subscribe, they know what's up.
Yep. And we're getting all the DMs on the real good ones.
We're grateful.
Entrepreneurship is a form of leadership.
Yeah.
In some ways, right?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
we're going to talk about leadership in an episode that we hope that you guys check out.
Yep.
But also entrepreneurship, trying to get the bag and trying to get the money. And I've heard a bunch of people say that isn't quite entrepreneurship, just trying to get money.
Yeah.
If it doesn't quite feed your soul and really speak to your purpose in life, then what are you actually fighting for?
Wow.
Like, what is your goal to get to this $1 million or this it's got to mean something in your why, because there will be times in your entrepreneurship journey that you want to quit and you want to give up, and we have an I Quit episode, right?
Yeah. We talked about that.
And it's going to take a bigger part of you to say, you know what, I'm not going to stop. There's a bigger purpose for me. I see something.
That's
and
great,
I wanted to highlight a couple of people that I've been watching.
Come on.
That I've been, studying over the years. This guy named Brian Tracy. If you've never heard of Brian Tracy, he's this old white gentleman. I mean, he's just like, whenever he speaks to me, I just feel like I can do anything in the world. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
He's a motivational speaker. He also talks about like how to become a self-made millionaire and to become an entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur, excuse me. But one of the things that he said that I wanted to highlight, because I wanted to encourage our listeners out there and our fans and our family, people who's watching and subscribing, he says, you have to be willing to pay the price, but you have to pay it up front without any assurances.
Wow.
I love that quote. I
love
that quote from him.
Invest in yourself.
Because we get so discouraged in our entrepreneurship journey that we're like, I'm not going to do anything until I see results first. But he says,
wow.
Like the universe knows you have to pay it in advance, and there is no and you have to stay with it. You have to stay focused on it. You have to give your all to it, and you have to give all of your effort in advance.
Wow.
There is no, you can't wait for the return. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Everything you have, everything you give to your dreams, to our podcast, to Ascension, to Groove Hero, things that we're doing. AJ's here with his studio. Like, you have to, in your mind, say, I'm going to invest all the time and money and energy I have in advance before I see any results. But the law of gravity says if you do anything long enough, you will reap the reward. So that was just one highlight that I came up with, that I just felt like, and every time I hear it, and I've heard him say this a million times, but it's like, it rings with me and stays with me, because it's like, LJ, you got to pay it up front.
Wow.
You got to pay it up front, bro.
I love that. I love that. I love
it. You can't cheat it, right? Like, you got to pay it up front.
You can't. And it's when you hear that, it's kind of like, it's that wisdom that you know that you need, but you don't want to hear.
Right.
Because
yes.
Because I know that sometimes we move in like sort of a fairy tale world sometimes, like we want it to be easy. We want it to be easy, and it never is easy, And we want it to be handed. We want it to be delivered, even just all things, like we just want God to drop it on our laps. And that's not how it works.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think that that's really, really good. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I mean, there are moments where you want to just be like, I quit. You know what I'm saying?
I quit.
Like, why am I doing this? Like, no one's following me. Like, I got a good friend, and I know she's going to see this, and I love you, and I'm not going to say her name, but I love you to death. But she was struggling with like employees for a while, like trying to get people under her business. And she was just like, LJ, like, I'm just so done. I'm like so tired, like, and crying. But she hasn't quit, and her business is now flourishing, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I want to quit, I want to give up, but I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to see this business through. And now she has really good employees. People are showing up. People are supporting. Her business is running smoothly.
That's great.
And it's like, what if you had quit? Like, what if you had given up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now she's reaping the benefits. And so I always like that quote by Brian Tracy. If you haven't heard of him, look him up. He's super dope. He was one of the entrepreneurs that we wanted to highlight today. Because he's just so encouraging, and he got all these great quotes, but that's just like my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Just to piggyback off of the story that you just gave about your friend who started and it was a little bit of trial getting people connected, and then now she's reaping the benefits of that. I want to go back to when you said on that very couch talking about how like sometimes it's messy. Like the building that was being built, near your home, and how it rained, and the construction crew they stayed, they kept coming, they were consistent, and how now there's a beautiful building that that maybe someone will have an office, have a home or whatever. So I think that's really, really huge. So
and can I also tell you that they're still building that building? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Stopped.
Like, they have not stopped.
Wow.
Every day, bro.
Wow.
I mean, it's just the consistency of it. Like, and every day I look out and see them out there working. And we're in LA where it's really cloudy right now, They're still out there working, bro. They still out there getting
incredible.
That is the form of like following your gift, following your journey, following your dreams and saying, I am going to continue this thing no matter what. And knowing I got to pay it in advance. I got to pay it in advance,
And we don't know. I think this just popped in my head and in my mind. We don't know how many other things they're building.
Ooh, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
They're not just building that. They might have
that.
multiple projects that they're building. So that then it's like it feels like all they're doing is just laying a foundation,
right.
putting up framing. Feels like and it's like, but then
right.
after like maybe some years, it's like they will be able to drive through that town or these cities and see all of the work, the culmination of the work, and so that they've got to stay, connected to it.
That's right. That's right.
There is something that I'd love to share. So mine was a quote. I wanted to share.
Come on, brother.
This quote has just been my favorite quote, and it's from Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, president. And so it's basically it's an excerpt of a speech that he did called "Citizenship in a Republic," and it was in Paris, and it was made in April 23rd in 1910. And they call it the Man in the Arena speech. And I just say this because this really, really encourages me, specifically in time frames of when we're in times when I'm starting something new, and I feel like, oh man, this ain't it. I'm not it. And also in new ventures such as this podcast. And so it says this. It said, "It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly." And I think that's huge. And I think
I'm gonna cry right now.
I know.
I just feel like crying right now.
Literally, when I first saw it,
that giving me chills. I never Theodore Roosevelt.
Pass the offering.
Oh my God, so churchy.
The doors of the church
they look so
open.
churchy. Pass the offering, please.
No, mic drop.
That's huge, bro.
Mic drop.
Yeah,
because
not the critics.
That's it.
Ooh.
Because I think that's a stopping point sometimes.
In
that need for
entrepreneurship,
perfection. I think you said that earlier.
Yeah.
You feel like you need to have it perfect, but it's something about starting the thing. And I think entrepreneurship. And this popped in too, is I feel like entrepreneurship is leading yourself.
Yes.
Is learning how to lead yourself, not just people, not just love and lead people, but also being able to learn to lead yourself. And that's probably the hardest thing in the world, because man, it's always somebody that is gonna tell you how you can do something better. Tell you where you missed, and tell you where you're failing. So
I love that, bro. I love that quote.
Yeah, man.
Can you read that one more time? Yo, that is major. That is, I love
you
that.
You guys take that because I think that's so important, and
really
I hope it
is.
encourages you.
Absolutely,
guys. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because many of us we're in this season, especially in 2024. We're starting new things.
Yeah,
you know? So
that was one of the things that we wanted to highlight in this topic of entrepreneurship, is that to encourage, right? Like we're all trying to start something new. We're all trying to do something new.
Yeah.
We're being called to do greater and bigger things in this lifetime, and it's never been easier and it's never been harder at the same time.
Exactly.
But sometimes you don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it. But just be encouraged that the man in the arena, is that correct?
Yeah, the man in the arena.
Despite the critics, you stand in the arena and be bold, right? Is that
even if you fail and you come up short and you err again and again, like keep going because the victory doesn't go to the people that can tell you how you could have did the right thing, or the people that just sit on a bench. And it also talks about those timid souls. They were timid souls, and so they don't get the victory.
I love that. So and as Brian Tracy would say, you know, like in daring greatly and falling forward, just know that even when you feel like I'm doing, and I don't see the results quite yet, I'm paying it in advance.
Yeah.
Like I'm paying it in advance to reap the benefits. That's how seeds work. That's how trees work.
Yeah.
Like you got to pay it in advance. But if you continue, it's going to be big. It's going to be big.
Huge.
Brother, I love you, man. That was
Back,
good.
bro. Love you back.
Yo, this was a really good topic. Yo, really quick, easy to the point.
Exactly.
Yo, we want to thank you guys for showing up to the Wisdom Well podcast.
My name is Larry, and I'm so excited. Also, too, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for continuing to tune in. We got a new date. It's on Fridays. Woo! Mark your calendars. Again, you already said subscribe. We said that a couple times.
Yep.
You know, and the reason why we say that, and I want to just unpack that too, is because it is important. Because if you were helped by this video, or you were helped by something that we said, it means a lot to us, because we want to share, we want to grow, and
absolutely.
That's the way that we do it here. So there's no ickiness, there's no hiding things. If you liked it, and if you don't like it, then don't send it.
Please don't subscribe.
But if you did learn something, then please share it with all 700,000 of your friends.
And honestly, and just to reiterate, the Wisdom Well podcast was about creating a community of shared wisdom.
Yeah.
Not two guys acting as if we know everything, because we just don't, you know. But we are a band of brothers. When we come together, we learn all the time. And we wanted to engage other people in learning.
We need it.
Entrepreneurship.
Community.
Learning not how to quit. Learning how to start a podcast. Learning how to, endure mental health and things of that nature. We wanted to engage in conversation so that we could help each other. And that's the whole point of this podcast.
Can I say something really
quickly? Please do.
Just in terms with entrepreneurship, and it keeps popping up in my heart. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
Yes.
I want to make sure and say that too. It's not for everybody.
And that is okay. Let's make that clear, that's okay.
That's okay. I remember talking to someone, and a good friend of mine, and this individual is a very powerful executive. For a 500 Fortune 500 company, and I remember sitting across from him at the table, and they're like, I could never do what you do as an entrepreneur.
Wow.
They were like, that's a whole nother hat.
Wow.
And this person, it doesn't mean that they don't have all the intelligence. They don't have all the things. I remember them literally saying, you know what, I am in a corporate space, and I love my corporate space.
Wow.
And there are so many things that come with the security of a corporate space that they are extremely attached to,
and you're in charge of your destiny. You're still the entrepreneur and the leader,
and that comes with some things.
It
comes with some things. You might get to spend your time, how you want, But some of us who are entrepreneurs, we can find ourselves constantly working, you know, because there have been times when I've been sitting down it looks like I'm sitting down on the couch with my cell phone, and it looks like, oh, you're scrolling. No. Literally,
No.
I'm like researching, or I'm literally texting like 20 people because I have to connect.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I just want to make sure that you guys are encouraged in that and understand that it's not for everyone. It is hard. And if it's not your bag and it's not what you want to do, then cool.
That's okay.
And then one last thing that I saw this thing, you going to like, I think you're going to like this. So they talked about, I saw this thing and said, an entrepreneur versus a CEO.
Ooh.
Maybe that needs to be another topic.
That's another one.
Because it's like, they're like, an entrepreneur, says, okay, how can I, find these tasks to do in the day to make my business work? And a CEO who maybe currently be an entrepreneur is thinking past that, is thinking, how can I grow my business to bring on 6 people that can then do that, so that then I can make sure and I can grow on another level. So I think a challenge is to not just be an entrepreneur, but to be someone who is actually thinking ahead of time. Not only am I going to create this business, but what is, for some of you, you won't sell that business, but maybe for some of you, it's you creating a business and then you're selling that business and thinking long term and how you're going to,
or kids inheriting your business, so forth and so on.
Boom. That could totally be.
Yeah.
Or you doing the thing where you're getting bought, you know, and because this product, this community that you're building, it needs to be on a global scale. So I want to encourage you in that.
Yep. One more story.
Come on.
I heard a guy say, and I wish I could tag him, but I was scrolling and I don't know who he was, but it was so impactful. He said, iPhone didn't stop at 1.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? Like iPhone, where are we in that? iPhone 15, I think,
15,
right?
Yeah.
So like, imagine if they just stopped at iPhone 1.
And secret out of the bag. If you go to Apple, they probably already on iPhone 25. we just had 15.
Yeah. We just got 15. So that just goes to show you, like, when you start something, you're gonna go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, growing. See, now you in it.
Right,
but I'm just saying, like, that is part of the entrepreneurship journey too, right? Growing. You're gonna get better. It's okay if the first phone sucked, right? Like, I'm not gonna get that phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Could you imagine using the first phone today?
Oh, absolutely not. Compared to the phone that we have now, bro.
Yeah,
this phone,
I'm telling you,
this is an 11, I think, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just like but he didn't stop at 1. We're on an 11 right now. It's the concept of starting something and growing with it.
And how many people hated on every single one?
Ooh. And was like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm mad.
I don't like that. I don't
like
like that.
Flat? Why it too heavy?
And he could have been like, man, you right. I quit. I'm done.
Now, see, that's the gym. That's the gym. Man, LJ, come on, bro.
On, man. I'm for real. So it really is encouraging to say, when you start something, you like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna become an entrepreneur. I'm gonna do what I feel is right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna follow my dreams. Pay it in advance. That phone, that 1 was paid in advance. Yeah. As horrible as it was. Yeah.
You're worth it. You're worth it.
Absolutely.
And the thing inside of you is worth it.
Yeah.
You're worth it.
Larry.
Woo!
That was good.
I'm glad we did that.
Okay, Larry, check this out, though.
Okay.
We in the end times.
It's your turn. It's your turn. It's your turn.
Yo, okay. Real quick, thank you guys for liking and subscribing. We love y'all.
Yeah.
But I got to tell a story. This is a story that I heard a while back, but
your
I wanted
stories
to
be so good, bro.
So we are in the end times because there's a story of a plane up in the air taking off.
Oh my gosh.
And a lady, as she's eating her food, maggots start falling down on her food. Larry Walker.
No way.
We getting ready to get into a fight, bruh. I couldn't imagine being that lady or being. Hold on. Like, what? So I'm reading this story, bro.
Why are there maggots You got
this guy. So after I guess they did an emergency landing or something. They found out that this man had raw fish, that he had smuggled raw fish, put it into their cabin.
How?
It had created maggots and then fell on this young lady.
Them maggots was in there before he went there. Okay, they didn't create their maggots. Them maggots was in there before.
Larry, we in the end times, and somebody getting ready to see Jesus because we getting ready to fight. We getting ready to scrap, okay?
Namely that guy that had that fish. I wonder even how they found out that it was his.
Right, how he even got that in.
How did it not smell?
Oh, man. Can you imagine? Oh,
fish,
my God.
Fish to have maggots. I mean, that's several days. Is it what? Ferment is a certain dish? Is it like, I don't know. But that poor lady. Dang.
We in the end times, bro.
We in the end times because them TSA people, they trying to help us or hurt us.
Lord of mercy. Don't even get me started on TSA.
That's a great
We're not even going to make that. We should make that a topic, TSA. We should make that a topic.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do every time I get on a flight. I'm going to be checking. I'm going to say, checking. And the flight. And look. And also, I'm mad at the flight attendant, too. You didn't smell that?
What?
You didn't smell that. You didn't smell
No one said nothing.
Yeah.
No one's going to say nothing.
For the maggots to come out, then I know this is really good. Something was dripping out too.
Oh,
could you imagine?
Come on, man.
Come on, it's not just the maggot go bloop. No. Not in a bag with fish. It's probably like,
yeah, that actually really happened. Y'all look it up. Y'all Google it and tell me what would y'all do. Tell me what would y'all do.
Or type in the comment, you lying. That's wild, bro. No, I appreciate that.
We in the end time. That's a crazy story.
Thank you for sharing that.
Love you, brother.
Appreciate it. Love you back, man.
Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead. No, you go.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
We will see you next Friday, but we're so excited that you guys have been tuning in. Please continue to give us comments and feedback, and also what you want us to talk about. We want to know what that is too. And if this podcast is helping you, please share it with a friend, all right? Or even just encouraging you, all right? My name is Larry.
I'm LJ.
And this is the Wisdom Well Podcast. We'll see you soon.